Okay, here we go. YouTube viewers, this is my second or third video. I did the introduction. I did my first deal, 1506 Little Creek Road. I'm now doing my second deal, 451 Phoenix Drive, Dover, Delaware. So let me go back real quick. So I have the title to my first deal, 1506. And what happened was, really quickly, after I sold it, about 6 months or a year later, the lady I sold it to was with a man. They split up. She let him have the trailer. He lost the title. Years later, she called me back. I went and got the title, paid $50. I couldn't, I mean, it's in my name. I can't do anything with it because I've already signed the trailer away. And so I have $50 in this, so somebody's going to pay me $50 to give them the title for them to do anything with it. So that's the crazy part about that one. So I made 4,000, probably 6,000 with the rent included. So we're on my second deal, 451 Phoenix Drive. Let me just put it in front of me. I'll just look down. Okay, so that was a double wide trailer, and I'm trying to think how I found that. I can't remember. I looked it up under taxes, delinquent taxes, and I researched it and found out who owned it, or looked at the name, tracked it down. Somehow got a hold of the woman. Or I think what I did, I might have went to the park that it was in and asked them who owned it, and if they had a contact information. So listen, the worst people can tell you is no, that they can't give you the information. Just say I'm interested in buying the trailer or whatever. I mean, I always felt that the best policy is honesty. Honesty is the best policy. So go tell them what you're doing. Worst they can tell you is no. But I think the office, the rental office for the land, told me her name, phone number. I called her and said, hey, I understand you're behind. Like they were getting ready to throw her out of the park. I mean, matter of fact, I think what they had on is a lien on her trailer for not paying lot rent. And so I got it all squared up. A few $1,000s. And what I did is it was 10,000, but I discounted it off to 10. So I think I paid 2 or 3,000 in taxes, some back rent, and it was 10, and I ended up paying her like $6,000. And trailer was mine. So what I did was I rented it by rooms. It was in Dover by Dell State College, just a few miles down the road from Dell State. You could ride a bike. Well, maybe not even a few miles, couple miles, not a mile. Right across from the Sheraton Inn, which now they use as housing for, right beside Wilmington University. So if you're from here and you know here, it's I guess a mile down the road or whatever. And so you could ride a bike. I guess the two of the girls that were students there walked. I mean, they didn't have a vehicle. I think they just walked down the road. And so anyway, I bought it. The woman signed a title to me. I don't have that title. And I started renting it. And somehow the office found out I didn't live there. It was a 4-bedroom, a 2-bath trailer. Two of them were girls in college. One, I can't remember what he did, and then the fourth one was a gentleman I knew that did construction, and so I can't remember. I think it was 125 a week. So I made enough for the my payment, and I also made enough to pay the lot rent, and I don't even know that. I guess the electric too, or whatever. I don't remember ever paying anything out of my own pocket. So I guess I would have gotten. I think one was 115. The room sizes were different, and there was a master bedroom had a bathroom with it. The other three had to use the same bathroom, and so I think it went like 100, 115, 115, 125 or something like that. So I got about $465 a month. Payment was a couple hundred. Lot rent was a couple hundred and whatever. So I pretty much didn't pay anything, or maybe just a little bit. But what they did is they paid my payment on the trailer. And I mean, I was just starting, so I had borrowed 10,000. I had good credit then. I mean, I got fairly good credit now, but So I could get it through my bank. I did. The bad thing about that was I ended up I paid the loan off very quickly, and it ended up not helping my credit any because it was such a short time. But nonetheless, this particular one I could borrow a loan. I borrowed it. I rented it. They paid for a year. Finally, at the end of the year, the rental company that owned the park, the leasing company for the land, they kept getting on me. You don't live there, blah blah blah. And I paid a month ahead to try to shut them up. Said, listen, we're not causing any trouble. Uh, they're not noisy. They're not anything. I was there almost every other day, or give or take. Like because I rent rooms, I have a key to the front door. Open up and come in. I mean, like your room is what you're renting, and the rest of the house is public. I mean, at least a general area, not public, a general area for everyone. And they mostly all stayed huddled in their rooms. I have another property that I rent rooms. They all stay in their rooms. They eat in their room. They whatever. It's strange, but whatever. Um, so I would come and be in and out of the house. I don't have to knock. It's my house, and it's um, uh, general area. So I stayed there in and out enough. I was going to college then, right at Wilmington University. So I was right there, right in front of the park. Literally, come out of the parking lot, drive right in the road that goes to the park. And so I kept an eye on everything, made sure everybody paid the rent, on and on. Had to put one guy out for being noisy. He wanted to play a guitar, electric guitar, at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, there's students in here. I mean, this ain't like Woodstock, buddy. I mean, you got to be quiet at night. If you want to play your guitar during the day, have at it. But you ain't going to be crazy. I don't want to sit there and listen to your crazy music. And you got to keep it turned down like everything else and be considerate. So he just didn't want to get with the program. So I had to get rid of him, give him some notice, and then got everybody else in there that got along. I mean, I've had situations to where the tenants didn't get along. And basically, I'm like, listen, you don't go with the program here, and I'm not going to have turmoil every time I turn around and something's missing or whatever it is. Or, I mean, they all had locks on their doors so they could lock their doors, and there was just every once in a while you're going to get one that's just the bad apple in the bunch, and I had to get rid of them because to keep the sanity and the calmness in the property. Some people just can't get along with other people, so. They paid the bills a year later because I got it at a good price. I'm talking like this was it was at least $20,000, and I probably could have got more for it, but I didn't know then. I just know, hey, I doubled my money. So a year later, the park was getting on me about not living in the property and on and on. I'm like, you get your money every month. I'm never late. Matter of fact, I started paying it a month early because maybe I thought that would keep them quiet. And so I finally just said, tell you what, I'm going to move the trailer out of the park. And I was going to. And what ended up happening, I said, well, let me see if I can sell it and make some money, and then that'll be that. I won't have to do none of that stuff. And a woman contacted me about the price because it was a very good price, because later I sold a double-wide trailer for $45,000. So I'm only talking half of the price right now. I didn't know. I could have got more for it back then. But that was years ago, so it probably has appreciated more. So I thought it was fair. I unloaded it very quickly. That woman wanted to put it in another park, and their deal was, if you put your trailer in here and you got it in another park, we'll come get it. And they did. And they moved that trailer. It was on a corner lot, very big lot. And as far as I know, and the last time I checked, I don't get up to Dover very much. I'm down at the beach. It's an hour away. That corner lot still, 8 years later, does not have a trailer on that lot. So they missed $400 and some a month. Now, it wasn't that then. They don't get it. So, hey, whatever. So I was getting what? I was getting $460 some a week now. Oh, that's what it is, a week. So it was like $465 a week. So you're talking 930. Hold on. 930 every 2 weeks, 465 for 930. So I was getting 1860. So I probably did pay $4 something a month. $4 something my note, whatever it was, it might have been 300 or 400. I don't know. I would told you wrong. So if it's 300 or 400 for lot rent, talking 600, 800, and then I had $1,000 left over. I paid the electric, cable, whatever, and then the rest I put in my pocket. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly what I made per month, but I know this: they paid all the bills. I had money extra, and then when I sold it, I made we sold it for 20,000. We paid the person that sold it 20%. It was a trailer, Hunters Mobile Home Sales. They took like 20%. It's very high because the trailers are a lot lower than homes. And we ended up, I was married then. My last wife and I both got checks for 7,800 and some dollars. So almost $16,000. And then what we paid out, plus the rent that we made on top of it, I would dare say we probably made, I don't know, $20,000 maybe. Maybe the whole full 20. We got 16 cash in our hands. We had to make 2 checks because we didn't want to make it over $10,000. So we made it 7,800 and some dollars a piece, and then we made 1,000 some dollars extra. But I paid some bills. I'd say 600 a month for a year. So you're talking another $7,000. So we made probably $23,000 at the end. And those are the first 2 that I used my money. Well, no, I got another one I used my money. The third one I used my money as well, and that's a little tricky. I held it for 10 years. My mother was in it, and she lived there. I didn't make money while she lived there. They paid the lot rent, and I got $0 for 10 years. That was a moral and ethical decision. It was more moral and ethical about me saying you could live here till you die. But after many years of caring for her, I became exhausted because of the way I was being treated by her. And hard to say about your own mother. Very disrespected by my mother and a lot of other situations. And I said that I needed to move, and I came to the beach. So I left that property after caring for my mother for 6.5 years and went and bought the next property at the beach. And it became my beach property, and we would go on the weekends. And it eventually, because she wouldn't respect me and talk to me like a human being instead of like a dog, I left permanently, and my older brother came in and stayed with my mother and helped care for her at the end of her life. I did it 6.5 years, put my life on hold, and so I didn't feel bad about it. I had gave her money down. She, I guess, told a different story to my twin and my older brother. And whatever, that's beside the point. I have proof of it. She one time said I still owed her money I borrowed from years and years before. I showed her a paper. I paid you back. Here's the dates I paid you. Long time ago. I do not owe you any money. Or my father, when he died, I was the only one that didn't owe him money. And I have proof that I paid it back because I have the dates wrote down. And so I don't know what story got told, and they thought I got the house for free. And listen, and then they tore it to pieces. I had to change the all the carpet in the house, paint the entire house, and fix a deck and this and that. All the appliances were dirty. And then my older brother ended up stealing appliances out of the house. And, when I got there, the refrigerator, it went up and this and that. Next thing you know, no water's in the house. Hot water heater's cut out of the house. Somebody broke in and did it. Well, why is the water shut off? Think a burglar would come in and worry about turning our water off? So it was crazy. And he had neighbors saw him loaded in a vehicle. So what a shame. But it cost me with buying a like $1,400 refrigerator, all the other appliances. It ended up costing me $10,000 to get it ready. So I'm right almost at 15 minutes. So that was the second deal, borrowed money, and ended up making 20-some thousand profit. Well, not profit. I got my 10 back plus 10 profit. I doubled my money. So that's the second deal. Next one will be 24 Loxley Lane in Hartley, Delaware. Another double wide trailer. And I'll tell you about that one next video. Thank you.